The International Energy Agency has officially confirmed it. We are facing the largest disruption in oil supplies in the history of the market. In just 2 weeks, the price of Brent crude has soared by 40%. This is faster and more extensive than the shock of 1973. Nearly 200 tankers are idling at the entrance to the Strait of Hormuz, hesitant to enter the conflict zone. Global oil supplies have dropped by 20 million barrels per day. That is 1/5 of what the planet consumes every single day. Today we explain what is happening with the oil market, why it affects everyone, even those without a car, and what comes next. It all began on February 28th. By day 5, when Iran closed the strait, the price had already crossed $83. By mid-March, the market entered a state of fever, a 40% increase since the start of the conflict. This is an absolute record of speed. The IEA noted that global supply has decreased by 8 million barrels, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. Many think they can simply bypass the strait, but alternative routes are just a drop in the ocean. A quarter of the world's maritime oil trade and half of the world's fertilizer raw material exports go through the Strait of Hormuz. Even if we use every available pipeline, we would cover only a quarter of the needs. There is simply nowhere else to transport the rest. As Al Jazeera experts say, hidden cheap drones can threaten shipping for months. There is no quick solution. Asia will take the main hit. Japan receives 90% of its oil through this strait. South Korea, nearly 100%. India is especially vulnerable due to thin reserves and a huge dependence on Middle Eastern imports. The losses will be colossal. Europe is trapped again. After the attack on the Qatari terminal, gas prices doubled. Inflation will rise across the entire continent. But those who don't make the headlines will suffer most. Ethiopia, Pakistan, Bangladesh. For them, it's a question of survival. Russia is the main beneficiary. A 40% revenue growth offsets any sanction losses. The US, however, is in a double-edged situation. Hormuz is not just about oil. It is half of the world's urea exports. Without it, crop yields will fall catastrophically. The chain is simple: expensive oil, no fertilizers, less food. The UN warns this crisis could surpass the events of 2022. There are 3 paths. The first is a quick peace within a month. Then the market would stabilize at around $90. The second scenario is a war lasting all summer. Oil would hit 130, and Europe and Asia would plunge into a deep recession. The third scenario involves attacks on Saudi infrastructure and mines in the Gulf. Prices would soar above 150. This is global economic chaos. The price of oil is not just a number, it is the temperature of the world economy. And right now, it has a critical fever. As long as traders don't see light at the end of the tunnel, oil will cost as much as fear dictates. Subscribe to stay updated on the situation.